And I got disconnected today. It don't look like my internet is too good today. That's okay. We'll do the best we can, and then I'm going to post that on Rumble. You'll be able to hear the full just in case it jumped out. I was having a conversation about why you don't want to just sit and wait on somebody to make you. And I was going through my experiences of recording. And I was talking about what sound I was shooting for compared to what I got, but yet at the end of the day I was proud of what I got. Because it became its own unique sound. It does have its own unique sound. And listen to some of my songs here. I can't play many of them because I signed them up for the YouTube stuff. I don't do that anymore. I mean, I'm robbing myself, but I'd rather rob myself and be able to share my music. They will, if you play too many of them, they'll actually strike your video and take it down. But I think I can get by with one. My newer stuff, I can do that, but I'm wanting to play something old. Because I'm talking because I quit putting it in the system. I don't supply it anymore. Even though I'm robbing
Y'all, what's the point of being a U.S. citizen anymore?
I really do like the uniqueness of the sound that I got with my first album. And like I said, I tried to go in there and remaster it. But then I hated it just like I hate those new albums they make. I hate those too, by the way. I hate when they mess with the classics. But I like my unique sound I got with my recording. I was shooting for the sound of the demos like Guns N' Roses and Nirvana had, but I got my own sound with that analog 4-track tape recorder. If you start criticizing about the roughness of that voice, that's how it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be a fucking grindstone. Indeed, think of Mudhoney, Nirvana, and Hove. And you can even think of Kim Gordon of Sonic Youth. She was kind of sloppy too. Have you ever heard him? You ever heard how she sings? She's one of my big influences as well. I chose that style because I figured I could probably own that style. I figured I could be sloppy. I like metal, I'm gonna tell you. You wanna know what I'm really into? I'm really into heavy metal. I especially love it when I'm on the treadmill and a heavy metal song comes on. Boy, I get into it. I start headbanging. I have to remind myself I'm gonna end up putting my neck out. I'm gonna put my neck out like Dave Mustaine. I start headbanging when the metal comes on. That's what I would. If I'd had my choice, I'd probably been heavy metal. But I wasn't. I was too sloppy for it. I mean, yes, there's some sloppy heavy metal, but the good heavy metal ain't sloppy. It might be gritty and dirty, but they're not sloppy. Some of it might be gritty and dirty. Boy, I love the sound of that album too. I was sort of thinking about that too. Have you ever noticed that raw sound that Welcome to Hell has? I believe, ain't that the name of the album, Welcome to Hell? Welcome to Hell. I love that album. I love the feel of it. When you pop it in, that feel it gives. That murky... It gives a feeling like it's murky and it feels low budget, but yet it's so grand. I was shooting for kind of a demo sound, like I would hear on the Nirvana and the Guns N' Roses demos. And I would have probably really loved the shot for that sound, that murky sound, like Welcome to Hell. Prop it in, you'll see it, especially if you hear it on tape. I had the privilege of having it on cassette. And I'm not in league with Satan, by the way. Even though I always loved that song. I'm in league with Satan. I want nothing to do with Satan. The only thing I have in common with him is I try to get... I want to see people get their evens come up. That's probably the only thing I'd be in league with him on. But I try to distance myself from Satan. Indeed, I rebuke those problems. Get behind me, Satan. Boy, that's a nice card you got there. I love that finish. You're tearing it up. Ah, it got stuck, man. Come on, man. I love its finish. You know, a lot of times they're black. And black is okay, but that's pretty. It was even a pretty shade of blue. I hate those big ugly trucks and big ugly tires. Those things are eyesores for me, man. But now I was thinking, you might want one of them things if you had I mean, you wouldn't want too big of water, so it'd probably even overtake it. But I mean, if you just had regular flooding, at least you can get around. If you have one of them big ugly, that'd be the only thing I'd want for it. I think they're eyesores, man. I'm like my mama. My mama always felt those tacky. I took that from my mama. You know Prince when he's going on in purple? I mean, what is that song? Doves Cry. He's going on about maybe I'm this about my father and my mother. Well, my father, I got this thing about standing up to people because he wouldn't never take people's shit either. And did he like finding the tough ones? I'm not like that. He actually was out searching for them. He was telling me when he was dying. I'm gonna tell you, this is silly. About a couple of days before he died, he said, "Well, I never got my CIA man or my military guy." He said, "I took on every walk of life, but I never took on one of them." That was his dream, to take on a CIA. I can't believe it was his final days of life, and he said that to me. He said, "I never got my CIA man and my military guy." He said, "I almost got a military guy though, but he didn't take me up on my challenge." That was that old woman that messed with us. Her husband was in the military. He said he wanted him to get in his Jeep and come over and meet him in a parking lot somewhere. Well, he refused his answer. I don't take those challenges either, by the way. That's silly. That's stupid. One way, that's the way you get put in prison. Georgia's tough on a lot of that stuff. I mean, you don't want to be doing that in Georgia. You'll wind your ass in prison. Now, if you don't care, I don't want to be in prison. It's not my desire to be in prison. So that's over stupidity. It's not that I'm a coward. I'm just not going to do it. Not going there. Not going to happen. I'm not an idiot. I'm not an idiot. I'm not retarded. That's the word they don't like using. I'm not retarded. I'm not an idiot. He never got a CIA man or as a military guy. That was always what he wanted to stand up to. The thing about this, what you don't realize about the CIA guys, they would have got him underhandedly. That's the kind of cowards they are. They hide behind their badges. By the way, my grandfather was one of those. I'm talking about on my mother's side. He was the beginning of those. He was one of those they set behind the enemy lines that they made the CIA out of. Didn't they call them spider monkeys? He never talked about his things. He took them to the grave unless he told his other family. He never told my mama and them his stuff. We don't know if he took them to the grave or not. But he was a slimy old thing that get people behind the backs. I like being up front. I don't like that underhanded stuff. I think that's a coward. I think when you have to go underhandedly and do things in another name or not say it in your own name, I think that's cowardly. I really do think you're a fucking coward when you do that. It's easy to be behind, and it's easy to be in the pack. Stand alone. That's the way I am. I stand alone. And if I get shamed alone, at least I get shamed alone. But I don't hide behind people, and I don't hide behind fake SNs and all that bullshit. I tell you who I am. I did it one time just to play with the enemy. I'm talking about on AOL one time. We pulled a little gag on them. We didn't let us know who they were, who we were. They finally figured it out. That's okay, because I didn't really care. It was just to show them that, yeah, you want to play that game, I can too. But I don't really like doing that. I hate that bullshit. I hate that fucking bullshit. That's cowardly. Cowards do stuff. It's easy to run with the pack. That's what I was telling you about that bully. That bully that we stood up to when I was a kid. It's easy to run with the pack. It's easy. You got all those people backing. You got all those people joining in. It's easy to run with the pack. One thing we can say about this situation that's been going on lately, the people that were commenting, indeed, I tried to tell his father in private. I told his father in private that stuff. But I didn't name and mention the people that I was reading because, one, they weren't telling it to me, and two, I just seen it. I said, I'm not the only one. Well, I kid you not, the minute I said something public about what I called him out public, one of the ladies that I was talking about actually commented publicly. Now, I didn't name her to him. But I said, I've read other people had problems with your son. It's not just us. Well, it is you. It is you. It's your sister. And finally, he got really triggered. He started sending cease and desist. Which, by the way, you can't do if it's not legal. Go search on that. There can be fines and everything for that. If you trampled on people's right to speech. And people have a right to tell their experiences and what happens to you in a public place. You got rights to do that. That's called feedback. The Better Business Bureau even has places and stuff where you can put feedback. Google businesses and stuff. You can go leave comments about how they treated you. You see, I look up everything. I don't just buy everything some schmuck tells me. Because people are liars and people are bullies. I was so glad when she commented because I didn't name her. I just said, I've been reading other people. It has the same issues with your son too. It ain't just us. But now they forced it public because his little son started running his mouth at me on publicly. So when they made it public, I made it public. His little fishnet boy. With his fishnet gimmick. It's a gimmick, y'all. He started running his mouth public, so I started running my mouth public. I was keeping it between me and his daddy. And then he started running his fucking mouth. They don't like it. Well, you don't say things about me and then expect me not just say back. That's just the way I am. It's not, it's you know, the best way is to not start with me if you don't like it. If you're not going to like what I have to say, don't start me. And I did call him a golden boy. That's what he acts like. He acts like a damn golden boy. He acts like a boy that's had the golden spoon in his mouth his whole life. As my daddy used to say to Silver. I found out later on he used to get that saying from Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson's daddy used to say that about him. Born with a silver spoon in his mouth. My daddy used to go around quoting that all the time. I didn't never know where he got it. When I read the story and I yelled it out. I went and down, you know that place where you can download all those books, whatever it's called, Gutenberg. I downloaded The Life of Thomas Jefferson, and I yelled out, "That's where my daddy got that." Because I never knew where he got it. I think he's got the golden spoon in up his rear. He's had the golden spoon up his rear all his life. You don't run your mouth about me and expect me to sit back and take it. I don't care who you are. I don't care how rich you are. I don't care if you're King Charles. I don't care if you're King Charles. I'm going to say it. And I don't hide in packs. I don't have to have a bunch of buddies to confirm me. Yeah, I told it to his daddy in private. They started making it public, not me. And my sister, she had more to... I mean, she was really the one who had to deal with it. I mean, he bothered her for years. I didn't even say nothing about it. I kept it between her and... Then that one night, that one bad night. And I just had the breaking point. She had been dealing with him for years. Before I even spoke on it. Normally, I'm not like that. I just kind of respected his brother. I'm telling you, I'm usually, when people's on my little sister, I'm already up there. I'm already on it. I overlooked him. Well, I did sort of like him as a wrestler, too. I kind of did like him as a wrestler. So I was trying to, one, because he was his brother. And two, I kind of liked him. I was being nice. Something I rarely do anybody. I was being nice. I usually don't be nice guy. Because you can't be nice to people. They'll run all over you. I got that from Dave Mustang. No more Mr. Nice Guy. And I know it was Alice Cooper. I realized I think he was first. Those Dave Mustangs I discovered. When that caught my attention. That's just something I thought was cool about Dave Mustang. He had that big long hair. He had the guitar. He had that sound. Megadeth has a unique sound. It's unique out of all the sounds of... I think Metallica made a big mistake when they kicked Mustang to the curb. Because they ain't no guitarist like Dave Mustang. He's got his own unique sound. That's one thing people can never say about Dave Mustang. He's unique. He is fucking unique. He's one of my heroes, too. One of my music heroes. Up there with Axel, Kurt. That's fucked up. It really would be if he was in real life. That would be a low. That would be low. To bump into a person, knock them down, that'd be terrible. But it's just a video game. Running with her gym booty. I'm sure she's working her gym booty out too. Boy, I'm gonna tell you, I can make 10 to 15 minutes, 14 minutes at least on the treadmill, but you put me on a real track, I have to sit down every 5 minutes. But it's not something I can help y'all, it's that muscular problem. One of the reasons why I don't work. My legs. You can't sit down every 5 minutes on a job. Nobody wouldn't hire you. Nobody would not hire you. Oh, get an office job or something? Well, you gotta have requirements for that as well. And I love the little children. I'm hearing one of them outside right now. The little children. They need to freaking grow up. Let's see. Of course, now the main inspiration for that insult wasn't really anything. It was really about, I mean, they had the gimmick where they were making him go up for both of the belts. I thought, Golden Boy, oh, that fits so good. That's what my brain was thinking when I said it. When I typed it. It fits so good. See, because I'm that way, I'm creative. My brain's creative. I can see storylines. Just in case the bullies start bullying around, there is an archive of this. I'll post it up for you. Because they're bullies, y'all. They're bullies. They're mean to you, and then they just expect you to take it. They just expect you to take it. And I don't take nobody's garbage. Like I said, I don't care if you're King Charles. You're not going to give me garbage. Because I'm not going to bow to your king. I don't have to have it. The only king I bow to is Jesus. I used to call him Prince Charles. That used to be always... I have to actually correct myself because I start wanting to actually call him Prince Charles again. But that used to be my thing. I said, I don't care if you're Prince Charles. You're not getting any special royalty treatment from me. You show me respect, I'll show you respect. You show me disrespect, I'll show you disrespect back. This is the way I am. And I ain't changing for nobody. Unless God tells me to. And then, yeah, people says the Bible says do that. Well, he has to actually tell me. That's the way I work. Because I look at things can be manipulated. Man does anything to get the other man to submit to him. That's what they want more than anything. They want somebody bowing at your feet. And I'm not that type of person. I'm a liberal. I'm a proud liberal, and I mean an old-fashioned liberal. I believe I have the same right that you have. That's the way I believe. You have inalienable rights, and so do I. And I view everybody that way. And I'm proud of that. And I don't care whether you like it or not. I don't have to owe you anything. Like Dave Grosso, that's my favorite song. That was one of the best songs that anybody could have ever penned. I don't owe you anything. And I'm jealous of it. I love it. I don't owe you. I don't owe him anything. And he also tells them he'll stick around. Learn from all came a bit. I'll stick around. Stick around, Dave. They might be attacking you. It was your failure, not theirs. It was your marriage, not theirs. Stick around, Dave. I don't owe you anything. anything. I don't know you. That song's one of my best songs. One of my favorite songs. I loved it the minute I heard it. I think sometimes I love that song better than I love Nirvana. I'll be honest. I love that song because Kurt Cobain usually mumbled nonsense. That's not nonsense. I don't. It's good. It's true. It's so true. You don't owe anyone anything but your family. But your friend, maybe your family. Your friends don't really owe them anything. You don't, I mean, really, at the end of the day, you don't owe them anything. They're your friends. Now, you might want to stick out for them and help them out if they need it and all that. But you don't owe them. I mean, you're not indebted to them. They're your friends. And if they like you, they're supposed to like you anyway. They're not supposed to be waiting on you to do anything for them. I don't expect anybody to do anything for me. I'll be honest, I don't stick my hand out for nobody. I don't ask. That's another song I always play. I ain't asking nobody for nothing. The people say it's because I'm on Social Security. No, that Social Security was work for. If I can't get it on my own. If you don't like the way I'm living, you just leave this long hair country boy alone. My favorite version to play is always the David Allen Coe. Several people covered it and recorded it. The David Allen Coe is my favorite. Charlie Daniels did it. I think he's the guy that wrote it, wasn't he? I like Charlie too, I gotta be honest. Boy, Charlie was a troubadour. He was a troubadour to the very end. He even wrote blog posts. I'm gonna tell you, I actually felt like I actually knew him, even though I didn't. I remember when he died, I felt like my uncle or somebody had died. Because he was on there every day, telling people to make their day count. I don't know where to even post it. He might have had that. But now he made you feel like he was there in your life. And when he died, I really felt like somebody had died. Like in my life. I mean, you know these celebrities and stuff, they're not really in your life. They don't know you. You don't know them. I actually felt like I lost my uncle or something when Charlie died. He was up there posting almost every day. Make this day count. Talking about the Lord. Talking about fighting for the things you believe in, your country, etc. That was old Charlie. And when he passed away, I felt like I'd lost an uncle or something. Even though I'd never met him in my life. I had tickets to see him one time. And I skipped it out, but my family ended up making it anyway. I got mad at something that was going on that night. It's something that somebody was playing with, pulled. And I thought it was despicable. So I was going to stay home. I remember my family got all over me. You bought a ticket to that. I don't care. I'm sitting home. He did Charlie dirty. Because he knew Charlie was against it. Well, they ended up breaking down. That's probably about one of the last times that van got to make it. It was our old tour bus, what I called the old tour bus. I had tears in my eyes when the guy bought that. Some guy bought it. He's going to fix it up. I had tears when I seen that because that was Skid Row. That was Hinder. That was our tour bus. With the exception of a few times we went in Mama's car. That was our tour bus. That's the truck that we carried my wheelchair on. And I had tears roll down my face when I seen that driving off. It reminded me of the time when the old 72 that I wrecked as a little kid was running down. Because I'm telling y'all, that was in 1989, 88 and 89, and 87, 88 and 89, I'd go out and play in that thing. Get out my little, like in 87, I was getting out my G.I. Joe guys, and I'd get in the car and I'd pull in, play them in there. But I started when I got in 89, it would start getting closer to the time I'd be driving. And I had this little fantasy in my head. I'm going to fix that car up. I was the one who wrecked it. I was. My mama went in for just a second to get something. And I was a little schmuck. And I get over in the seat. You know, that's before they that's before they actually enforced you to use car seats for kids. You know, I was already past the car seat age. And I was a little schmuck. And I got over there, and I thought I was going to drive. Well, I got in there, and I pulled the gear, and poof, there it hit the tree. Smashed the door up. Now, if the tree hadn't been there, there ain't no telling what would happen to me. So the tree saved me. But my little brain, this is my little brain. I got to get off here. I got to hurry up and wrap this up. Here's my little brain. In 1989. I'm going to paint this car up, I'm going to fix it up, and I'm going to drive this when I'm able to drive. And my daddy sold it. He sold it that April. Same month I got Guns N' Roses to see tape. And those kids. Borrowed it. And I eventually bought it that November. I saved up my lunch money and actually bought a real copy. I had a made copy for months. And I wore that made copy out, by the way. That I'd borrowed from the friends. Because he kept telling me, you're going to love this album. I said, nah, I wasn't really a big fan of them then. And he said, you're going to love this album. Well, he let me borrow it, and then I ended up loving it. I fell in love with it. They ended up inspiring me to want to be a songwriter. Axel. But now, I had these little dreams of fixing that car up and making it mine. Now, and I'm going to tell y'all, what's his name? Ice Baby. Vanilla Ice. He actually does fix up old cars. He fixed up a 72. Now, he had a much classier model than I was fixing up. But I saw that thing, and I actually left him a comment. I said, you just did my dream when I was a kid, buddy. You fixed up a 72. He had it nice. He painted it beautiful. He put light trims all around the inside the door. And all that stuff. But that was my dream. I was going to get that. Now, I didn't know if I was ever going to do that or not, but that's my dream. I wanted to fix up that 72, and I was the idiot that smashed it. Thanks for visiting me. I couldn't see my chat.